Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your service, and thank you for being here. General Aquilino, recently this committee had a very sobering briefing from the department. In this briefing, it was mentioned that the Marine Corps has made the very hard decision to procure a Nemesis anti-ship missile instead of the more traditional equipment, but Congress made a decision to zero that request out in exchange for 2 CH-53K helicopters, and part of that's built in my state. So I mentioned this example because it's one of many. I believe the majority of my colleagues agree with me. In order to compete against China, we've got to do the best thing we can do, not what's politically popular, let's put it that way. With that in mind, what domains of warfare do you believe the U.S. still maintains an asymmetrical advantage against China, and what weapon systems or equipment do you believe we should procure to widen that advantage?
Thanks, Senator. So I'll start by saying that we do have the world's greatest military in all domains. Foundational. There are certainly capabilities that we want to go ahead and pursue, and I commend the Commandant on making some of those tough choices, right? So land-based anti-ship fires is a critical component of the strategy and the approach, but it will take the entire joint force. So that's one example. There's some hypersonic capabilities that we certainly want to continue to pursue and then deliver. We want to be able to continue to work unmanned capabilities to provide different alternatives as a part of the contribution. So there's a number of those. Those are just 3 examples.
General Lacamera, you mentioned in your opening statement your work towards achieving the bilateral conditions-based operational control transition plan between the United States and the Republic of Korea. When fully implemented, the Republic of Korea will assume direct operational control over their military in the event of war with North Korea. So my question would be, can you explain to the committee, if this transition plan is successfully executed, how will the immediate nature of our presence on the Korean Peninsula change?
Thank you, Senator. As we go through this conditions-based, bilaterally agreed upon conditions-based OPCON transition, we're in the process of working through what are the bridging capabilities and what are the enduring capabilities. So when the chalk line is finally snapped, it's hard for me to predict right now based on the capabilities that the Korean military has and what the requirements are. We're also in the process of rewriting our operational plan.
What would you consider, how being the U.S. Forces Korea commander, how would you lead your force in the event of a war on the Korean Peninsula following the plan's execution?
How would I lead the forces? It would be part of the Combined Forces Commander. So I would become the Deputy Commander of Combined Forces Command, and my deputy would become the Combined Forces Commander. I would work underneath him. I'd still retain the title of U.S. Forces Korea and UNC Commander. And then it's still a binational decision-making process between both national command authorities.
Admiral, the Marine Corps has taken significant risk in recent years to reorient the service towards our pacing threat, China. Among the many initiatives the Marine Corps is pursuing is orienting the Marine Corps towards developing the doctrine for expeditionary advanced base operations. What are you doing at the Indo-Pacific Command to support the Navy and Marine Corps refined and further operational to this concept?
I think the way I would say, Senator, is I'm making them prove it to me, right? So it's a concept for a number of years now, and we're working to rehearse it and practice it.
What challenges do you see with that?
We see certain challenges in capability, delivery, transportation, placement, and posture in some cases.
And I ask you both one final question. Knowing what you know and the insight that you have on where we are in the Ukrainian-Russian war, or the Putin war, I'm not even going to gratiate that by calling it a Russian war, it's a Putin war. The escalation, your concerns about this war escalating into bringing us into conflict, chances of them breaching over into the NATO allies. Maybe General Lacamera, the Marines are first to go, so tell me about if you're ready or not.
Thank you for the compliment. I'm sure the comment I would appreciate. I'm in the Marine Corps now, sir. I'm watching the impact that it will have on the Korean Peninsula and the regional stability is my main concern. I don't have the insights of what's really going on.
Admiral, your thoughts?
Senator, it's part of Commander's business to assess three things in everything we do, no matter what theater or where we are. Number one is risk to force. Are we putting U.S. service members, families, or supporting people in harm's way? So risk to force to make sure I can send everybody back with mom, dad, and the kids after the mission they're complete. Number two, the risk to the mission itself. Am I going to achieve what I'm trying to do and generate the effect that I'm trying to generate? And then number three, risk to escalation. We assess it in every single event, every single operation, and I know my counterparts in EUCOM are doing the same thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.